Hey guys, Scott Fishman here as we inch closer to WrestleMania. We also inch closer to DressleMania, which is also the same night as night one of WrestleMania. So if you're looking for a cool after party, this is kind of the perfect place for that. It's also for a great cause. That's on the April the 2nd. I'm sorry, April the 1st, but it's at 12:30 a.m. my time, so it's technically April the 2nd. So kind of, a little confusing with West Coast and East Coast. But for us on the East Coast, it's 12:30 a.m. For you guys, it'll be 9:30 or when WrestleMania ends. Fans can watch it on Fight or be in person. So who better to talk about it than one of the hosts of DressleMania 3, Lisa Marie Varon. How are you today?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you for having me. Yes. Yeah. So I'm very excited. Sorry.
No,
Go
you're
on now,
totally fine.
Okay. Sorry about that. Of course, right when we
Oh,
start,
I
right?
totally, I totally can relate. I have
Keep
dog.
this in. Keep this in because it's real, right,
We need,
Scotty?
yeah, we need doggy mania too. I think. Have you guys ever thought about that next? I think
Do what?
doggy mania.
That'd be awesome. I'm all about that. You know what I
Right.
mean? But yeah, we're so excited. WrestleMania, WrestleCon. We are doing WrestleMania. It's our third year. And it's so exciting. Mick Foley, we asked if we can do our show before his show that same night on Saturday night. And he was like, well, I want to be a part of it. Mick Foley's all about charity.
Definitely.
He's such a good guy, man. And we are doing a whole shabam. Fight TV is covering it, and all the proceeds that we're auctioning off, everything. We're doing a raffle that night, $5 to bring cash, you guys. We're going to be auctioning off something live, and you never know what surprises, like who's going to be showing up. Chavo Guerrero will be there too, and we're so excited. It's growing and growing and growing. Like I was in the Middle East a couple weeks ago, and I came back. I did, Wi-Fi is really kind of iffy, and came back and it was like 178 posts of people going, hey, I have a dress to donate. Is it too late? These people are reaching out to us. We don't really have to really twist anybody's arm to kind of, hey, do you have anything to donate? So this is exciting for us, and it's getting bigger and bigger. And LA Weekly reached out, wanted to be a part of this, and it's just us three amigas from God TV.
Gauze.
This on our own, and we're still learning every single year. Every year, we're just like going, oh my gosh, we might have to get someone a little bit more, on top of stuff like management or something like that to help us with all this stuff, graphics and all that kind of stuff. Big shout out to Danny. She handles all my whatnot, my OnlyFans, like all my social media stuff. And she does all our graphics, and she's been really swamped. And I knew her when she was 14, coming to my restaurant in Louisville, Kentucky.
Nice.
Fat Tony's Pizzeria. She was 14 years old. Her dad would drive her to come and see me. She was a wrestling fan, and now she's 27 years old and runs all my business now.
You never
These
know.
people are growing
Never
up,
know. Yeah.
right?
One thing, this year also ChildNet, I believe, is the charity. Is that true?
Child help, yes.
Sorry.
And it's for neglected kids, abuse and all that kind of stuff. So it's very exciting. Mickey James is the ambassador, one of the ambassadors of that charity. So it was very dear to her heart. And last year was because of Daphne and Ashley Macero, we did something for suicide prevention. So yeah, it's growing, Scott. Like, look at us, three girls, like not having anything to do during COVID, and decided to do God TV, and let's do a charity. Let's do a charity.
Keep on.
Yeah, it's growing. It's growing.
I mean, I see reality. I think of Golden Girls, reality TV. A lot of options there.
Golden Girls. That's my ringtone.
That's your jam. I love it.
That is my jam. That is my jam.
The dresses, to talk a little bit about just, every year you're talking about getting bigger and bigger, where now people know about it. And it's such a cool concept, once in a lifetime chance sometimes of getting ring worn gear or dresses worn at a Hall of Fame, and just the who's who of wrestling. You have current WWE superstars, you have legends. So talk a little bit about that.
And it's not just exclusive to girls, men. They're donating, suits and their gear and like packages and stuff like that. So we called it DressleMania, just thinking because the girls, we have so many events to dress up for, right? And what are you going to do with all this stuff? And especially when you're on the current roster, do you have time to sell it on your own? Probably not. So we started off just women, but then men, Mickey being with Nick Aldis, it just made sense. And you get like, let me show you the dress I'm auctioning off here.
Okay. So show and tell time. Nice. So where's that one from?
Hall of Fame in WWE and the Hall of Fame at TNA.
Okay.
So yeah. So
that's
both of those.
History, a lot of history there.
Yeah, and they wanted us to, like, we were doing a red carpet, some kind of red carpet there. It's gonna be a free for all. We're just gonna we do have a script to go by, but knowing us girls, we talk a lot and stuff like that. We never know.
Yeah, I can see how fun that's gonna be.
It's gonna be a blast,
especially with booze involved. Maybe a little bit of.
Pardon?
Especially with a little drinky drink involved.
Yes, we're doing a champagne toast, but one glass per person. We want people to be a little sober, but there's a bar right outside.
Maybe a little free game too, or during the WrestleMania.
Free game, always. You know how conventions are.
What's awesome, also of course WrestleMania. I wanted to get your thoughts on Stacy Keibler getting inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. A lot of people are like, okay, Stacy, there's so many others, but she's also deserving when you look at the impact that she had, how recognizable she was, how she brought some mainstream eyes as well to the wrestling business, starting out as just a fan holding a Bret Hart sign, to Nitro Girl, to Miss Hancock, to WWE, and kind of going with the flow and with all the things that she was told to do. And she always created memorable moments. So talk about just working with her and seeing her get honored in this.
I'm very excited for her to be inducted, and I think people are like, oh man, when is it your turn? And I'm like, I'm not like that. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not. I'm proud. These are people I worked with, so they're family to me. So anybody that I was able to be in the ring with, Stacy Keibler was the first one to take my widow's peak, the very first one to take it in the ring. Yes, and I was so tall. And her legs are so long, but she took it like a champ. And, Tori and Stacy were BFFs, and it's exciting. I wish I could attend the Hall of Fame, but we have so much going on during the WrestleCon weekend. I'm very excited about Sunday because we auctioned off 2 tickets, 2 for Saturday and then 2 for Sunday. And Sunday, Mickey James, myself, SoCal Val, will be in the suite watching it with the people that actually won the auction for the 2 tickets. Nice. In a suite, food and drinks. So they're going to see the wild side of us 3 girls. But I'm excited because I haven't seen a live event for many years, so, it's always going to be in our blood, even though like some of us are not with the company, we are still with the company. You know what I mean?
Well, one of the things I think was interesting, because I was talking to Medusa about this, and she brought up a great point that, it's great to see Lita and Trish Stratus, but it's not only Lita and Trish Stratus that, that fans want to see and that have been part of it. You're seeing what Mickey James did, what she did at the Royal Rumble. She's doing an Impact Wrestling. I saw a photo of Jazz and Jacqueline together, and I loved seeing that. And it's, fans want to see that. I mean, we see it with the men all the time, but we're seeing Trish and Lita, and that's great. But it would be nice to see a Victoria have a program and things like that. You see Trish and Lita. Give me your thoughts on that, but also just the point that I was making that Medusa made, what we're seeing in that sense.
I'm excited to see Lita and Trish. Back, like, and Lita having the belt, and that's exciting. And notice though, Scott, like we are crashing down walls. Like what female wrestling was back in the day to what it's becoming, and how it's like now main eventing, and it's just growing. It's not just one match a night now, and so many platforms for wrestlers to go to, like AEW, you know, and NWA, like, you know, like there's different companies, you know, and different independents that are really focusing on the women, and it's exciting. I have nothing bad to say. Like, yes, we want to see more girls come back. I would like to come back with Stevie Richards, because that, like, you know, he made me, and he had so much confidence, and he helped my character so much and get over with the fans. You know, you never know. More reunions coming, you know, people coming back from the past. That's pretty awesome. It'll happen. It'll happen. And I'm happy for Trish and Lita. I actually shared the ring with them too. So anybody that, you know, I got to work with, and going back, and, you know, Mickie James being so active still, you feel like, you know, I'm 52, so I'm a little bit more, I'm the eldest, and Medusa and I are probably the
elder statesman,
the grandmas, you know, and you feel very proud, you know, no bitterness, no jealousy. It's just like, oh my gosh, that was from my era. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
a lot of support. I love to see that.
Yes.
It's interesting because you see all the men drama right now in wrestling, but someone made a point, like, you don't hear about it with a lot of the women, you know, as much as the men do. It's so funny that
you know, when I went back to Impact Wrestling to go watch, thinking that it's Mickie James' retirement match, and I really did think it was a retirement match, and someone stooged it off, and I go, I thought this was her retirement. I thought she's really retiring.
You got really emotional. Yeah, you were invested. I was invested too. So.
I was too, but I didn't want to know. I like to watch things organically.
Right.
And then the day when I was like in the tag match with Giselle, and against the Iconic, I'm not Iconics, I'm sorry. I'm blanking out, because, you know, Scott, only for you, I turn my phone off after 5 p.m. at night. That's my rule, since Netflix, you know, that show, Social Dilemma. But for you, since we go way history, way back, but seeing that, the locker room, there was a couple drama things going on. I'm not part of the locker room, so I felt like I should leave the locker room because it didn't include me, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't listen to this, but they hashed it out. They're like, we're gonna have a meeting. If anyone needs to get something off their chest, get it out now. And so I think that's also, we used to do that back in our day too. And it's unnecessary baggage to have such, it's wasted energy to have a little like jealousy, or like, why am I not being used? It's just, we're all a team. And, you know, I was like, God, this is awesome. This is really a true locker room. And it reminded me back in our day, because when we had problems, let's sit down, we work together. And our best matches are with our best friends, you know?
Yeah. The one thing I wanted to touch on also, Trish and Lita Rivals documentary, you know, they were the main event of Monday Night Raw. But I think back to the WrestleMania 20, where with you and Molly Holly, where talk about fighting for a spot. I mean, she put her hair, you know, she mentioned her hair, putting it on the line, saying that she would cut her just to get a match, just to get those minutes with you in that WrestleMania, one that she lost. But, you know, what a memorable night, Madison Square Garden. You know, how do you look back on it? Do you look back on it with a different lens than you did back then today, kind of putting in perspective? Because when you're in the moment, you don't really think about it. But
no, I look at
appreciation.
I'm a sappy person. So I knew Molly Holly wanted to be the first girl to get her head shaved on a pay-per-view and in WWE, you know, and when she went to the office and said, I'm willing to put my hair on the line. This is Super Bowl for us. Right. WrestleMania, Super Bowl. We're all fighting for that spot. And it's an incredible show, the biggest pay of the year too, you know, so it kind of helps us, you know, pay our bills. And when I heard that, she's like, they asked, who would you like to have this match with? And she said, Victoria. You're so honored, you know, it's so nice to hear. Oh man, I'm going to cry. It's nice to hear, like, a lot of your coworkers, they enjoy having matches with a certain person. You know what I mean? I never had any hatred for anybody. I was very giving, almost to a fault in the ring. Oh, you want to do that move? I'll take it. I got you. I'm not going to let you get hurt. And when they have fun with you, that makes a great match. It's good chemistry, you know? So it means a lot when someone says, I want it with Victoria. You know what I mean? And when I remember when Christy Hemme came on board, and I was hearing a lot of storylines, but you know, backstage gossip, it's not really, it's not true. So you don't know what's going on. I've been to Vince McMahon's office 3 times only to ask for my release, ask why I'm not in the video games, more video games, and give me, and to give me Christy Hemme. I said, you want her to look good? You know what? I'm willing to make an ass out of myself. Give me her. I'll make her look like $1,000,000. And next week, I got the storyline, and you know, Christy didn't have a lot of wrestling experience, so we would get to the show on house shows 3 hours early, work with Ricky Steamboat, Arn Anderson, Fit Finlay, all these big names. Lance Storm would come, Tommy Dreamer, a lot of the boys would come in and, you know, try to build repertoire, you know, give her some more repertoire because she's so green and everybody owns every single move. Oh, well, they do that move. I can't do that move. But she worked her ass off. And to have like Molly Holly, like step up, like, I want to work with Victoria was, you know, it's a big pat in the back. You know what I mean? Like it means a lot, you know?
I mean,
Candice Michelle had a retirement match at House of Hardcore with Tommy Dreamer's show. And who do you want to wrestle? Victoria or Lisa. I don't know what people call me anymore. We all call each other different names. That bitch over there. I don't know. But it's an honor when people enjoy working with you. You know, I would never get mad. Never. I wasn't one of these people that go, you're not listening to me, or like, you know, because I was green too. And you get one chance only to get it right in, or semi okay in the ring. You get that one shot. It's not like a movie. You're like, oh, let's retake that. Let's get a different angle. You got one chance to do it. And to get mad in the ring at somebody is going to throw them off the game. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Well, I feel like during that era, there was even more pressure for you guys, because if you didn't deliver, those minutes will be taken away from you with the snap of the finger, because there's people in the back that want to see you fail. I mean, even Jim Ross mentioned that when it was announced that Trish and Lita were going to be the main event that night, it was a lot of pushback. So, you know, I just can't imagine the pressure that you all were under on so many levels. So
also, it's fighting for that one spot too, because we only had one match. And also too, what match got cut if other matches went long? Right. The Diva or the Knockouts. Not the Knockouts so much, but the Divas. And we would have like, oh man, we got 8 minutes out there. You go up to Gorilla and they're like, hey, you got 4 minutes. And of course, I'm like, I don't need my entrance. Screw my entrance. I wanted to wrestle. I wanted to show a bigger performance in the ring. And I'm like, just cut my entrance. Just shoot me while I'm in the ring. Let the babyface get the entrance. And that happened a lot. But and of course we got frustrated, but what can you do? It's a show. There's time cues. And if we go too long and other matches go long, the main event is screwed. Right. So you don't want to piss off the main event, you know, especially like Undertaker, Shawn Michaels and all that, you know, it's you want to make the cut. I mean, like the time cue, and also the pressure.
Give him a reason not to give it to you next time, which is sad that you have to worry walking on eggshells almost like that.
You know, when I look back at it, it doesn't make me mad. Honestly, I was just grateful for the opportunity. Sounds so PC, which is very, probably you want to throw up, but man, just to get a match on the card, you know what I mean? And not be like, you know, you guys are on Sunday Night Heat, you're on Velocity. Stevie and I, we were the king and queen of those shows, but we got more time on those shows, to be honest with you, longer matches. But you know, to be on like Raw and SmackDown, you're like, okay, at least we're on here. You know what I mean? Right. Like at least here. And, you know, you got to make your bosses happy. And at any job, you're going to have to suck it up, Buttercup, right?
Yeah. So everyone knows, the Death Dolls was the team that you faced.
Death Dolls, thank you.
Just wanted to make sure
Thank you.
before we
That's so
finish
respectful.
up here.
It's late for me. I'm still doing laundry. Yeah.
One
So,
one last question. You have this next generation, you're going to be witnessing it. You mentioned being at a show. Regardless if we see, Rhea Ripley and Charlotte on one night, Asuka and Bianca on the other, all the tag title, I mean the women's tag match, things
yeah.
like that. So many women's matches representation. When you look at the landscape, you talked about wanting to return with Stevie Richards, but what is your dream scenario of coming back to a
Oh my
W
goodness.
for that
No,
last?
to be honest with you, Scott, and this can be disappointing to a lot of my fan base and a lot of my friends and family and stuff like that. I want to go back. I want to help the girls. I don't mind being a trainer or an agent or producer. I don't need the limelight. I'm 52. These girls can run circles around me. Their athleticism, their agility. I do miss the characters, the different characters. Like when one moment I remember, like I was explaining to someone, get to know the camera guys, the guys that run the cable, the sound guys, because they're your best friends. They're going to make you look good. So I would go to a camera guy. Hey, I'm going to hit the spider web, zoom in close to my face. I'm not going to have to do anything because my face is going to tell you my emotion and what I'm feeling at that moment. You know what I mean? But honestly, I don't think I need to prove anything to myself. I know the fans want to see me come back, but
So is there anyone that
I'm the grandma that wants to help the grandkids.
do you watch the wrestling? Is there anyone that you see that you're like, I want to help them? Like, I want to, be that person for them?
Oh my God, that's a good question. Oh my goodness. Man, I would like to be like, the dictionary when people come up and said, hey, what can I done better? And I'm good at breaking down the match and being I'm nice about it, but I'll be brutally honest. There's a girl, I just watched Monster Factory on Apple Plus, Paramount Plus. Was it Paramount Plus?
Apple. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Apple, yeah, Paramount Plus is what I saw it on. And my boyfriend was wanting to watch it, and I'm like, oh no, like I have WrestleMania this weekend. It's gonna be a lot of wrestling. I go, I don't want to, let me focus on this weekend, right? And we watched it, and it reminded me a lot of like how I was trained, OVW, having you're second guessing yourself. And that girl, Mimi, Notorious Mimi, has a lot to offer, but I would like to, she's one I would like to take under my wing. You know what I mean? She does a lot of cool stuff. And also too, it's like they do so many dangerous spots. It scares me. Sometimes it's really difficult to watch that you don't have to do so much to get a reaction from the fans. I've said this so many times. It's just like less is more. I know that sounds so like every old school wrestler says that, you know what I mean? But, let the fans digest what move you just did instead of going to the next spot. And, you can tell a story with body language and face and just, and verbiage, just, it scares me. I don't want anybody to get hurt out there in the ring. It's scary to watch some of these moves, especially when you go to the independents, they feel like they have to get color, which is cutting your head to get blood for the people who are watching that are not familiar, to get a reaction. And it's not really necessary. I think you got to get the fans emotionally invested. Emotion, right? Right. We're old school, Scott.
I'm all about the storytelling and character development and making everything mean something rather than just having a match for the sake of a match. Yeah. So definitely can see where you're coming from, and I think you'd be great at a WWE Performance Center or somewhere else. So with more women taking a seat at the table backstage and creative and coaching, it's such a great thing to see. I'm surprised you haven't gotten scooped up yet. So maybe after this, you're gonna hear, maybe you get a phone call.
Okay. Yes, thanks, Scott.
Just don't call her after 5 o'clock.
My contract.
Don't call her after 5 o'clock because
only for you. Only for you.
Okay, reach out to me, and if it's after 5 o'clock, I'll get in touch.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
Scott.
Thank
Okay,
you so much. WrestleMania, of course.
Yes.
Check it out.
I hope you're going to be there, right?
I wish. I need to come to one of these. I'm really bummed I'll miss out, but I'm definitely gonna check it out on Fight. So it's a
Okay,
late
okay.
night,
And
but it'll
don't
be
forget
totally
to
worth it.
on TV on Fight TV too.
What was that?
WrestleMania will be on Fight TV as well, so don't forget to tune in that. You're not going to want to miss out. There's a lot of people going to be in attendance. Moana, I'm excited too.
Juana,
Yes, I
oh my God, I love that name. Yes.
Yeah, my favorite Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll tell The
Yes.
Rock that. We'll tell The Rock that.
Exactly. That's why. Yes. Oh
Thank
my
you
gosh.
again.
But thank you, Scott.
All
You have
right.
a good night. And
You
I'm
too.
going to go finish laundry, wash,
Got
dye
to.
my hair, and get ready for tomorrow.
Got a lot to do. I appreciate you fitting me in.
Okay. Thank you, Scotty. You
Bye-bye.
take care.
You too.
Okay.